Since missionaries arrived in the Americas, they constantly complained that Indigenous parents spoiled their children because they refused to use physical punishment. That's right, Indigenous cultures didn't believe in corporal punishment. But let's look at why these missionaries wanted Indigenous parents to hit their kids, because it wasn't just about discipline. This was about social control. Colonialism is a system built on hierarchy. The king rules the subject, the master rules the servant, and the father rules the child. And to survive in that system, you have to learn submission. And the tool for submission is physical force. Missionaries used force to break the child's will. They needed to instill fear so the child would comply and not question authority. When you train the child to fear the strap, you train the population to fear the state. This is how you raise people to follow systems that are unjust. And Indigenous parents rejected this idea. They weren't raising subjects. They were trying to raise sovereign, free human beings, and you can't beat freedom into a child. They wanted their children to become leaders and to be able to think for themselves. And to do this, you didn't rely on force, you used reciprocity. This is the core difference. In a colonial home, you obey because you fear punishment. In an Indigenous home, you behave because you have a responsibility to the collective. They didn't force their children into silence, they invited them into a web of relations. Indigenous children were brought into a world of reciprocity. When a child understands that their actions affect everyone else, you don't need to break their spirit. You build their sense of purpose. In the 1600s, there's a story of a French boy assaulting a Huron man. The French officials prepared to whip this boy publicly to teach him a lesson. And a Huron warrior stepped in and offered his own body to take the blow. He was demonstrating a higher law. You just don't beat your children. You guide them back to their responsibility. Now, sadly, during the boarding school era, parents weren't there to protect their children. And these missionaries, the ones who ran these schools, used force to erase the culture. In these boarding schools, Native children were routinely physically assaulted. We're talking about extreme physical abuse, even sexual abuse. So today, when we choose gentle, strategic parenting, we're not just being nice. It's decolonization. It's rejecting control through fear. Indigenous discipline relies on a network of aunties, uncles, and grandparents. The load of parenting is shared so your patience doesn't run out. Indigenous caregivers also use storytelling to help children think through consequences. Colonial playbook, physical punishment, isolation, and fear. It's designed to break the child. The Indigenous playbook was always designed to build strong human beings, to build leaders, people who could think for themselves.